Yeah, I don't know.
All right, you guys, thank you. I'm so happy everyone's joining us here on the 6th anniversary. I actually happened to be here on the very first night. It was the day of my husband's sentencing. Mickey showed up that day in solidarity with me and Guy and the girls. And we came out here that night and did the very first night of the vigil. Me, Mickey, Randy, and Sarah and Peyton. And so that was 6 months ago, and it has grown. That we've made a lot of waves, I think, in this time. DC definitely knows that we are here. I know we've made it in Voidare, in the courthouse, and I know we've made it in several publications. No matter how they put it out there, it's out there. Yes, we stand. And hey, we're worldwide, babies. We are worldwide. Okay, so.
All right, I'm taking it. Go down.
All right, welcome. You know what? We're all in solidarity, for keeping freedom. That's what this is all about. Justice. That's, our God-given rights. And, we're not kowtowing. And justice is why we're here. And, and I think the evolution of what's gone on here in the last 6 months is a gift. I think God's timing has never been more beautiful. I think things in so many ways happen for a reason that you don't understand. And, I don't understand right now why I'm on this corner because, 3 years ago I would have said you're insane. But here I am fighting for my husband, my family, my country, my people, we the people, because, I saw what happened to my husband. I saw what he was sentenced to 6 months ago. I saw the look in Mickey's eyes that day when we came out here, and I knew it was real what was happening. And I went home, and 3.5 weeks later, I was right back out here. And this is where I've been ever since, because it is important. And we're getting the word out. And we're getting the word out because of these guys singing the anthem every night at 9 o'clock. They started this. Big O, all you guys out there, y'all know the story about this. And their dedication to their country every night and singing that. And that caused us to be here. And then here we are getting the word out as much as we can. And I see the eyes, ears, and hearts of people opening up all over the place. That is due to the dedication of Mickey for her daughter in getting justice for Ashley Babbitt, Roseanne Boylan, Benjamin Phillips, and Kevin Greason. Also, all the Jan 6 detainees. We are working daily on what to do and how to do it best. And there's not just us at the Eagle's Nest. There is we have a network of Jan Sixers. It's the live streamers. It is you guys out there, calling. When we do a call to action, you guys are in action, and that is amazing. And that is causing a difference every day. In the last 6 months, what you guys have done and other people in the Jan 6 community has been a beautiful thing. And I thank you. My family thanks you. My husband most definitely thanks you. I'm kind of doing one of those, should we? Okay, well, I feel like they should be overrun with We the People. Well, I'm going to let Tommy. Okay, no, Tommy should, because I came out and gave my little thing because my heart is really warm tonight. My husband does have 6 months down. That is 6 months ticked off the calendar. So, I will eat some cake to that, maybe.
We got pie too.
I don't know. I'm a real housewife now. I gotta watch out my figure. So I'm gonna let Tommy tell y'all about how what our call to action is.
I was just simply going to say that, when the Democrats took over the government 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, that they closed down the Capitol, basically, right? Like, you could not go to the Capitol unless you had special permission from a congressman. And when the House was taken back over by the Republicans, they did away with all those rules. And, I think people out there in TV land and live stream land think that it's a big hassle to come to the Capitol or the Rayburn building where they have a lot of subcommittee hearings, all you have to do is go. You go, you don't have to show an ID or anything like that. You just go through a little metal detector and you go sit in a public hearing and you watch these politicians and what they do all day, and it makes a difference. And if I was just talking to someone earlier, you know, what if we had 30 patriots in every subcommittee hearing and every trial that goes on in this city? It makes a difference. And it's not a hazard. I mean, if you're local, I understand, you know, people can't.
Welcome,
It
777
doesn't cost
Anon.
anything, and the cheapest lunches in this town are in every federal building. So you can get a good meal for about $5, and you get to see all these politicians that you grew up watching on TV. So it makes a difference if you live within the area. It's very interesting, even if you don't like, even if you're not anything, even if you don't care about anything about January 6th. The day we went to the Judiciary Committee hearing about the border crisis. Yesterday we went to this oversight committee, and you can go to the house.gov, whatever it is, and look up these subcommittees, and you can see what they're talking about. I think the oversight committee today was talking about the COVID fraud and things like that. So, you know, if you're an anchor and watching, not into politics, it's very interesting to go sitting and see how your government works.
Yeah,
so I'd encourage everybody to do that.
Well, while we have Tommy up here real quick, and I do encourage everybody to do that. Like, I got my little feelers out today, and I kind of saw the vibe of the place, and I do like to do that.
Yeah.
And so now I kind of know what I'm looking at. Now I kind of know that, you know, it is a networking type of thing. You're in that hallway. You're able to engage with them if you want to.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You can sit in that chair, and while we were listening to some really bogus sides of well, Tommy's going to say it like it is. I'll say it. The other side of the aisle, they were very ignorant, I felt, on the facts they were giving, and Tommy and I were able to go like, what? No. And this guy's talking. We're like, no, can't do that. And so, you know, we're making a presence in the room, and that is where we the people need to be. So even if you can take a weekend, I know there are so many patriots out here in Virginia. I know there are patriots in Maryland. I know there's patriots in Ohio that are driving distance to get here and spend a couple of days and go sit in on the topics you feel strongly about,
Right.
and let them know how you feel by your presence in the room. And that is what I think is, to me. I saw the influence that it has in the federal courthouse, whether it's helped. Well, I know we're all getting convicted, so I'm not helping that much, but we already knew that was going to happen. But it does help letting them know, I see what you're doing. And, you know, just being witness to it and taking part in our government. That's what we need from we the people.
Absolutely.
That is something that we were losing. We have to be integrally involved. I can't say it, but, you know, get latched in there. Let's get in it. Because if we don't, they're doing everything they can do to lock us up when we don't agree with it. They are doing everything they can do to spin the lies, and no one's there to witness it. You just get to see what the media has, and we already know where the media sits. They're just the talking heads of the DNC.
That's right.
So we have to be the talking heads of we the people. That's what we have to be. Y'all are all ready. Our live streamers do an amazing job at making sure that the word gets out. And you out there watching these guys and gals and y'all are making sure that you're getting the word out. And this is what has to happen. And I'm telling you what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing and Tommy's seeing is we have to be present when we can be present for the issues that you care about.
That's right.
And so we have to be there to shake our heads. Yes. And we have to be there to be in support and show support to those that are stretching their neck out for a subject that we care about.
That's right.
And let them know. What did I say? We got to let Chip Roy know. Amen. Thank you, Chip Roy. Thank you. Thank you for speaking up. We don't always need to be writing a bitch letter.
And some of the junior congressmen are really based. They're all about it. So
Okay, yeah, and yeah, all these guys that are coming in that are brand new, and they're eager. Let's give them positive reinforcement. That is who we are anyway. Amen. So let's do that. Let's do that also. All of you can look up who your representatives are. If you're in driving distance, please come down. Come join us on the corner. Come join us in the Rayburn building. Come join us in the courtroom. We're happy to have you. We want to have you. We want you to be here and be part of this. And we got to come in for prayer because, oh my goodness. And we have, all right, so let's come on down and let's get, Deb's here. Deb gives a beautiful prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hey, yes, while we have everybody here real quick, Tommy, before we got into the committee today, tell them what they were arguing about.
Oh. Yeah, so if you look up Jerry Nadler's history, which, you know, Jerry Nadler was the head of the Judiciary Committee.
I say Nadler.
Well, Nadler. I'm from Mississippi, because we don't call him Nadler.
Like the guy in front of somebody's camera.
Yes. Well, let me say, he's a card-carrying Communist Party USA member at one point in his life. He covered up a bunch of terrorism attacks in the 80s. He is a Marxist, 1,000%. Look his history up, you can see it. But he is no longer the Judiciary Chair Committee. Now we have Jim Jordan.
No, how'd that light come on?
Yes, some people call him Poopy Pants. Nadler, Poopy Pants Nadler. Okay, you can look it up on the internet as well. It's hilarious. Yes, and we have a really based Jim Jordan. I've watched him his entire career. He is a true American, and he's also really good in the theatrics of politics on the committee. He gets to the point. Yes, he's a patriot. What was I talking about?
But what they were arguing about.
Oh yeah, so the way these subcommittee hearings, like the first couple of hearings, they got to set their rules. Like, this is how we're going to run this committee throughout the next 2 years, and then the people make rule changes, and then little things like one of the, not a little thing, but thing came up today was we're going to start our subcommittee hearings. This subcommittee hearing, every time we have one, we're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance, and Jerry and without objection, and Jerry Nadler objects. He's like, well, you know, we say the Pledge of Allegiance on the House floor, and why do we have to? I mean, why would we waste time by saying it before the subcommittee hearing? So look it up. Look, this whole exchange is on YouTube. It's trending on. Yeah. So his true instinct was, why do we have to say the Pledge of Allegiance? That's who sat on your Judiciary Committee. Think about that.
Yeah.
The most powerful committee. They oversee the DOJ, the FBI, all that. Why do we have to say the Pledge of Allegiance?
Because he hates America.
And you know what the argument back to him was? It's because that flag right there is the one thing that unites us all.
Amen.
And we need to begin every committee hearing with something that unites every single one of us. And I'm sorry to whoever the argument was from. I don't remember, but that is what they were saying.
Really good response by new African-American Republican congressman. Really
from Texas.
iconic moment.
He was from Texas.
He was from Texas. Okay. Oh, is it that Hunt?
I can't remember.
Take his name out.
Okay, I didn't see it. I just heard it, and so I do apologize, and I do want to get his name correct. But for 30 minutes, but that end of story, that is the end of the argument, sir. That is the thing that unites us at the beginning of this. And, you know, I'm thankful for who said it. And I just wanted to bring that out after we gave the pledge. I thought, you know, every night we start this with the pledge and prayer and pledge. And Tommy, you're a damn good producer, I think, over here. I know. I was making a joke about that because I know you know what you're doing. Okay, so I did go to the Rayburn building today, so I wasn't in court, but I do know a couple of things. I am gonna, you know, go through my notes and write down everything that I've been missing. So since we don't have any hecklers, then hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to be more, give y'all more information. But, you know, also you can go to J6 News. And Tim Rivers, he does a great job on updating all of those things. You know, I like y'all to tune in here and get my little gist on it, but I wasn't there. So, you know, there's Dan Caldwell today. He has been detained for quite a while. He was sentenced to 68 months. And, you know, it's so hard. Once again, I'm going to go back to the families because, you know, these guys, the majority of these people that are being detained and incarcerated and all these things, they're working men. And so their families are really hurting. This isn't a money drive or anything like this. I'm just saying that, you know, there's there's a lot of pain there. And, so we just need to be in prayer for those that they know how long their loved one is going to be out. And for so many, it is very unjust. And, like I said, I say all the time, charge them for what you're going to charge them for. Don't overcharge them and don't persecute them. And that's what we keep seeing over and over and over again. So, people say that we're out here whining on this corner and that, oh, poor victims, poor victims. Well, there were actually victims that day, and we are here for them. We are. But my husband's not crying victim. What he's saying is what's happening, and what I'm here for is because it is unjust what's happening to him. But I get to see him again. And we know that there will be a day where this will be made right. But there is no right to be made for Mickey and Ashley. There's no right that they can do to bring Ashley back. There's no right that can be done for Roseanne that's going to bring her back. But there can be justice done. And that is, why we're here. And so we need to pray for all those things and just be in positive thought, because and these people that just keep going forward, it is hard to see. I think what did I say, Tommy? They arrested 3 people today? Yes. Okay, so, this is February 1st. We got 3 down this month. So I think that is up to 10 or 11 that have been arrested in 2023 so far. So, let's really think about those numbers. And, I don't know if they're going to these people's house like they went into my family's house and so many of the people that I know their house. But it is violent, and it's there to intimidate you. And, so now we're at over 1,000 people. They're looking at thousands more. And that is the witch hunt of the American people. So, it just keeps going. People think, oh, when is the vigil going to end? Well, the vigil's not going to end until the witch hunt ends. The vigil's not going to end until our Jan 6ers are free. I do believe Trump said something today about that, didn't he?
He called for the release again today.
Yes, Trump called for the release of the Jan 6 political prisoners, and that's what they are. Yep. If they were not political prisoners, you would have charged them justly, and they would have had their due process. But that's not what happened, and now this is where we are.
That's right.
So, we wouldn't be here if things were going along how they should.
That's right. Wouldn't need
And, yeah, exactly. We wouldn't need this. So, but this is what we're doing. And so I'm going to get off. I did want to give the update about Dan. I did want to let everybody know I am going to court tomorrow. I'm going to be there and present. I know Oath Keepers 3.0. What? Yes. Jury selection.
Nice.
So, Connie Meggs, her family, I wasn't there today. I know, William Isaacs, his family, I know that I am going to be seeing you guys tomorrow. I'm sorry I wasn't there today. I don't know if any of y'all are watching, but if you are, just know, that, I was tied up. There's not a lot of us to go around, honestly. Exactly, because if I have time out from the courthouse, it's just a quick walk over to the Capitol and the Rayburn building, to be honest. So I was, I think it's from above saying she run her mouth out. But anyway, so I will get the update. There is a lot of things happening. Like I said, Dan Caldwell got sentenced today. Oath Keepers going on. Proud Boys, it's still continuing. I will be reading up on somewhat biased Roger Parloff's Twitter feed, but that's okay. He can be biased. I'm biased. So
I was just thinking about. I'm trying to remember.
There was this is progress, I guess, if you want to take anything from NBC. I can't remember the man's official title, but it was some official having to do with the security on January 6th. It's the NBC story that came out yesterday. He's basically talking about all the failures, institutional failures of the incompetence of the Capitol Police and the brutality of the Metro that day. So you can look that up. Like I said, I forget his title. I just saw the headlines. I don't have a lot of details, but that goes to the truth coming out. And at some point, these people are going to switch and start trying to cover their own reputations and stuff and start telling the truth.
Yeah, the truth will out. It definitely will. All right, love you guys. We'll go back to this, and well, hopefully we'll get some call-ins. You know, we always want to hear from the guys. You know, and if you want to talk to the guys, you can always go to Patriot Mail Project. I'm always putting that out there. Marie, Paula, y'all do a great job at keeping that up. Y'all did an amazing job. All of you guys out there helping raise money for the Christmas fund. They'd raised more money than they had before. They'd more than doubled it. And I know that's because of you guys. I always want to give y'all, you know, a shout out because it is because of you. My husband does love a note. He is not in a great place right now. So mentally he's okay. It's just his surroundings really suck. Mentally he's okay. Oh yeah, yeah. The housemates know. Go Wesley. And anybody watched any video during court? Y'all might know his mouth runs amok. Yeah, his personality takes up this whole area. Y'all couldn't imagine us in a house together. And so anyway, please go to Patriot Mail Project. You know, they just keep everything updated, even the home detained. So love you guys. Let's play some music.
All right.
Real quick in between songs, I'm going to play what Marjorie Taylor Greene said yesterday in the Oversight Committee about January 6th and everything.
Wasn't she awesome?
Yeah, we were there.
She mentioned Mickey.
Yeah, she when she says the part at the end, "No, I will not yield," she looks Mickey right in the eye, and that's when she says it.
But I'd like to also point something that
Back, Chair recognizes Ms. Green.
thank you. Ms. Crockett, I do agree with you about Tyree Nichols' death. I watched the video and it was tragic and extremely difficult to watch. I would also like to point out that that city is Democrat controlled and the 5 officers that have been arrested and charged are black. And I think that
Somebody just keeps trying to call me. Sorry.
this isn't an issue of racism or anything like that. I think that the judge and the jury and the trial needs to work out what happened there, but I share that with you. But I'd like to also point something that I'd hope you share with me. There's a woman in this room whose daughter was murdered on January 6th, Ashley Babbitt. And Ashley Babbitt there's never been a trial. As a matter of fact, no one has cared about the person that shot and killed her. And no one in this Congress has really addressed that issue. January 6th committee didn't address it. And I believe that there are many people that came into the Capitol on January 6th whose civil rights and liberties are being violated heavily. And this committee will, I hope, Mr. Chairman, look into those civil rights abuses because they're happening in a jail right here in this city. And I hope Ms. Norton will care about that as well. As well as jails across the country. I've been in that jail, and it's not just the January 6th defendants pre-trial, by the way. It's many of the inmates in there living in horrific conditions. So I think that's something that you and I can care about.
Will the gentlelady yield just for a moment?
No, I will not yield. But I would like to say and point out that civil rights and liberties are important. But we have to make sure that we crack down on the 2-tier justice system because that needs to end. I yield back the remainder of my time.
Gentlelady yield.
So after Marjorie Taylor Greene says that, me and Mickey and Randy and Ivan, I think we're there.
Gary.
And Gary. So after that, Marjorie Taylor Greene comes over and kind of we don't even know they're there. And kind of she comes up on us and she talks to Mickey, and then Lauren Boebert comes over and they're getting up in the middle of this subcommittee hearing in Congress on live TV and coming over to Mickey and talking to her.
Yeah. Good. Yes.
Yes, right. And Boebert talks to her and she specifically says, "We're going to get her justice."
Yes.
All the way.
All the way. And then I was able, a lot of new people watching the stream or whatever, I won't tell the whole story, but I was with Roseanne Boylan when she was died. It's in my mission to get, and it would have been a prayer come true 2 years ago to know that you're sitting in Congress and a congressman comes up and you can tell your story.
Right.
But I was able to tell her that I was with Roseanne when she died. And I will say this about Boebert too. When she came over to Mickey, there was no politician in her eyes. It was mother to mother. It was as sincere as you can see. And I told, when I told her about Roseanne, she was upset too. And when I told Marjorie Taylor Greene about Roseanne, who was from her home state, She looked at me, and I can only describe the eyes that she was already on the case, and she was upset in her eyes and mad, and she's like, "Get his phone number. I want his number." So Marjorie, she's going to do something. And then the head of the committee came over. A couple junior congressmen came over, and I will just say it was just you could tell they were parents, and you could tell they were thinking about the loss of a child. They weren't there for political points in that moment. So I just want to give them a shout out. You know, yes.
All the way. All the way.
Yes, exactly. And, you know, and these people, Mickey was going to tell her story last night, but then Aunt interrupted that. And
We'll let her tell hers, but that's
and she will. And everybody needed, all you guys out there need to know that, because that's everybody's win. And that is Ashley's win and Roseanne's win. And, you know, I just want to say, watching Mickey at work, you guys, and she's not at work. She is a mama on a mission to get justice for her daughter. And it comes out in her every time. And, you know, so I'm just so proud of her. And I know she's not here right now. And I know she wants to be, especially it being the 6-month anniversary. But, you know, they're doing good works over in Northern Neck, too. So, you know, all of it's important. You can't be at all places at one time. So that's why we got the team here and all of you guys. So we're going to go back to some of Tommy Tatum music time.